Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my Gig-Olos and Gigglettes. It's me, Gio. Door's open. Y'all know who the fuck it is. Sorry. So it is 10:47 in the AM. I'm going to my second task of the day. Kind of an annoying thing going on right now. I cannot invoice my clients something about updating my tax info. And I'm like, okay, so I did it. It still won't let me invoice clients. So I'm like, so now I've got to message every client and be like, hey, just so you know, I haven't billed you yet because I can't, right? So yeah, that'll be fun. All right. So I've had every job's an interesting job on TaskRabbit, right? They're always an adventure. I had one on Friday, my last job of the day. I think, yeah, I got that one a day in advance. And it said moving a bathtub to the second floor of a house and 3 vanities. I'm like, okay. So I show up, right? And it's me and the guy that hired me. It's a house being completely renovated, you know, from the fucking studs. I guess he demoed the entire thing and they're building it back up, right? So he's like, do you think we should do a tub first? I'm like, okay. So we go to move the tub and I'm like, there's no way in hell we're getting this thing up any staircases. He's like, you think? I was like, no, I know we're not getting this thing up any staircases. I told him, I'm like, that tub is a 4-man job. Without a doubt in my mind, I'm like, there's no way. There's nowhere to grip on it, one, and there's nowhere to safely grip it for 2 people, and bringing upstairs, like, it's just not gonna happen, right? So then he's like, okay, well, let's go to the vanity, right? Let's go to the vanity. It's out there. We got to unwrap it and bring it upstairs. I'm like, okay. Why is this stupid thing? Stupid. All right, never mind. My earbud is apparently doing Google searches while I'm making this video. All right. So we go to the vanity and we pick it up off the little piece of wood that it's on. And like I said, there was 2 of us and one of his other buddies showed up. He's like, okay, this ain't gonna be a problem. And I'm like shifting and I'm like, how much does this thing weigh? He's like 130 pounds. I look at the box, it's wrapped in. I'm like, bro, those are kilograms. He's like, huh? I'm like, and that's thing, I'm a big dumb American, so I don't know the exact way to fucking, what's that shit called? Convert kilograms into pounds, but I know it's at least 2 times in pounds. So that's at least 260. So 0.2 times 130, so that's 285 pounds. So that was a 4-man job because one of his other buddies showed up. So it took 4 people to move it up into the house, up 2 staircases. Then me and him handled the other 2 smaller vanities. And then the bathtub, we got it with 4 people and a bunch of, and like, those guys were all strong. They were all blue collar guys. They're all like physically capable guys. We can get it as far as the basement, that was it. And he's like, how am I gonna get this thing to the second floor? I'm like, dude, a crane? I'm like, I have no idea. So that was Friday. Saturday, I had a 3-hour job that was scheduled to start at 9:30. I got there at like 9:35, started working. My the other task was running a little bit late. So it was moving down from one apartment down one flight of stairs, through like an alley, up 2 flights of stairs into another apartment. So we're hustling, you know, we're doing our thing, we're knocking out these moves, you know, pieces of furniture, mansion, all the usual shit, right? And then the biggest couch, the guy that hired us, he volunteered to do it with me. So we get the couch into the alley, up the first flight of stairs, we take a little break. You know, it's a really long couch, it's probably like 7 feet long. And then we get it to the top of the staircase right by his apartment. At which point the other tasker and his friend they had cushions that they were bringing up, right? The couch cushions. And this couch was really dirty. It was really old and grimy, and it was covered in like dust and dog hair. And it's funny, like my shirt that I was wearing, it smelled like cat pee. You know, like that old grimy smell, that old kind of like, that's what my shirt that I was wearing smelled like when all those things mixed with the sweat. That shirt smelled so bad. Right? I told the worker, I'm like, dude, I fucking stink. So that happened. Then we get the couch to the top of the thing, he tips it over, and then, or no, we didn't tip it over yet. So I can't see him at this point because this massive couch is between me and him. And I hear this loud hacking cough, right? And the other tasker and his friend are just looking at him. And like in unison, we're all like, hey, are you okay? Because it's this loud, like, it was like, what was that old joke with, God, what was that comedian's name? He's a black dude. He had a bit talking about how his uncle, when he coughed, he sounded like he was trying to reach something in the bottom of his stomach. It's like, that's what, that's what I get for trying that. That's what this cough sounded like. It was just this deep, like, right? So I originally thought, since there's a bunch of dust and dog hair on this couch, that like maybe he got something in his throat. That's what I was thinking. And then 5 seconds later, I hear these really loud, quick footsteps, and then he starts projectile vomiting. I can't see it, but I can hear it. I just hear just into his sink. And at which point, the rest of us are all looking, we're all giving each other that same kind of awkward look, like, do we say anything? We're all like, we've all got that like, okay, that's happening. And then it turns into a slapstick comedy routine because whenever we think the guy's throwing up, we just hear more. So at which point we've been standing here looking at this couch for like 3 minutes, and the pathway is blocked to the apartment. So I'm like, okay, so I just tip it over, then meeting the tasker, get the couch in. We get the couch in, the client comes out of the bathroom, face all red, eyes red, and he's like, I'm sorry guys. He's like, oh, I'm too hungover. And I'm like, it's okay. He's like, man, he's like, I never would have thought I was gonna be that bad. He's like, I didn't know it was, because I didn't think he was hungover. He looked totally fine. He looked like he was, you know, like he wasn't doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but that's fine. He paid us to do it. And then we were I mean, we weren't like laughing, but like, I looked at the other tasker, this guy Enrique. This is the third job we've done together. And I'm like, and I remember I asked him, I'm like, have you ever seen that before? He's like, nope, first one. And this guy's got like, Enrique's got like 500 jobs on his, at least. He's got 300 and something jobs. Oh, he's probably got more than that. He's got 300 something moving jobs, like 370. And the guy, like I said, the guy came out. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I bet you guys are gonna fucking tell all your buddies now that your client threw up. And I looked at him. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm for sure telling everyone about that. So then we finished the job, and Enrique met up with me because I grabbed my stuff and I was walking in my car. And Enrique met up with me. He's like, "Hey, dude." He was like, "Good job." I was like, "Yeah, man, you too." And then he was like, he started throwing up again after after I left. I'm like, "Man, he was fucked up, huh?" He's like, "Yeah." So I guess the moral of the story is, oh yeah, and after he threw up, we were moving something else, and there was a big garbage bag full of stuff, like felt like cans, right? And I was like shifting him over. I'm like, "Are these the beer cans from last night?" And he looked up at me. He's like, "Yeah." And I told him, I was like, "Oh God, please tell me you're joking." He's like, "No." Because no joke, there's probably 50 cans in that bag. He's like, "No, man." That was us. So, lesson learned. Like, he's probably not going to get that drunk before a move. But then again, he said he was in that apartment for 6 years. So he hasn't moved in a while. So, alrighty. Alright, guys. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank y'all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay healthy, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.